All right. So we're going to start with a large softball just treatment, just to kind of get our feet ready to go. I'm kind of being a little selfish with this because I feel like I'm terribly off balance. I fell the other day. I tripped over a curb and actually literally ended up falling to the ground pretty slowly, kind of a slow speed fall. But I kind of allowed myself to fall. I'll say this because it was like I was stumbling uphill and it didn't hurt me to fall. It just because my hip got so jammed because it was a rise in the concrete. I hit it so hard that it kind of just jarred my whole right hip, just kind of thrown me off a little bit. And so when I mean by I let myself fall, instead of just taking the weight, I kind of lowered myself almost to the ground. And so, but which I don't think hurt me at all. I think it actually kind of helped take up some of that pressure of kicking and tripping into that sidewalk. Anyway, but because of that, because I kicked it so hard, my hips are all out of position. My feet feel really weird. And so these are the types of things I want to encourage you with, is that sometimes it's not that this fixes up, it's like this is way up here, right? And so that's why we want to use a treatment like a ball, because it gives us we're moving away from the area of that issue or that injury or whatever. And so we don't always focus in on the one spot, but we really work to get the body working as a whole. So ball on the ground, and then we'll move into some more movement, obviously based activities. So feet parallel to the ground, bring your head and shoulders back up, and just close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Just kind of notice where your body is leaning off to, weighted. So, interestingly enough, my weight actually is on my right leg and not on my left. And it's my right leg that I kicked into the curb. But just kind of notice what's going on. Do you feel like your feet are balanced? Do you feel like your knees are balanced? Can you tell the difference of your pelvis tucked or tilted? Is there any pain anywhere that maybe you weren't noticing or giving a chance until you closed your eyes and took a couple of breaths? Giving yourself the opportunity to just assess from the inside is so valuable. Notice if there is any turning in of the knees, turning out of the knees. And even above that, how is your breathing going? Does it feel like you're working for your breath, or do you feel like it's soft and a little bit easier? Good. Go ahead and keep your eyes closed. Lift up all 10 toes. Reacquire new balance. Ooh, that's where it all changed for me. Good. And then just take a nice long deep breath in again and drop all 10 toes and see how that goes. Again, a little bit of a change. Reacquiring balance for me was what really made the difference for me. All right. So grab the ball. Let's go under one foot. Choose the foot that you want to start with. I'm starting with my right foot just because the ball actually was closest to my right foot this time. Good. Go ahead and just back and forth, side to side. Let those arms relax. Breathing and open the toes up a little bit. Feel the toes. I tend to, when I open up my right toes, it's on the ball. My left toe is also open too. You know how that goes. It's like you can't come and keep one side just doing its own thing. Good. Go ahead and pause. Take your arms up. Take your arms down. Roll your shoulders back. Roll your shoulders forward. Come down. Find the joints all around the body. See if you can really work to kind of come into your own position. Good. And then let's take the ball to position point 2. And with a breath, kind of come into each one. Notice my toes aren't on the ball. My toes are moving off the ball. It's really just pushing in and underneath the knuckles of each one of my toes. And then you want to go to position point 3A and 3B. And then out to the edge at 4. And then back to position point 5. From there, take your weight pretty much out of the ball, place it in now only about 50% or so, and then begin to do that glide. Keep the tension of the glide as consistent as possible, as well as as well as trying to, not only is it as consistent side to side as possible, but also you're really trying to find, and you're still trying to discover a little bit, but this is prepping the tissue. Now begin to move that ball back towards the heel. Good, back and forth. Now, if you had a large firm ball, that would go in a little bit deeper and give you a little bit more. You're going to kind of get, instead of just prepping the tissue and getting the tissue nice and warm, which is perfect. We do this all the time. It actually gets just a little bit deeper. It's like a softer massage and then a little deeper pressure on the massage. Go ahead and pause back at that position, 0.5. Take the weight all the way out, put the weight back in as much as you can tolerate, and then let's give it a nice, good shearing. So side to side, and then pause, lift the toes up, and I just want you to make fist with your toes. So we're moving the whole foot a little bit more. Hopefully it feels pretty good to make fist with your toes. Open the toes, fist, open, spread the toes, and fist. Good, and then let's rinse. Ball of the, or toe of the foot to the heel, toe side to heel side. Notice how, again, I'm actually stepping into this as much as you can. If, of course, if you're ever feeling really off balance, you can do this seated, and you can also do this like with a chair if you can. But ideally, it's standing. And then let's go friction. Turn that ball in one direction, and then let's pause. All right, second side. Just start in with that position point pressing through the center of position point 1. Open those toes up a little bit, get some more motion in the bottom of that foot. And then pause. Let your body just stand there. Now notice the balance. See if there's any difference in just how you've balanced with the ball underneath your foot as opposed to this side. Take your arms up, take your arms down, roll yourself forward, and then bring yourself back up. Good. Left or other foot back, position point 2 on the big toe, the second toe, the third toe, fourth and fifth. Move the ball down to position point 3A, press it in, 3B. Now, I think I might have started saying this on Wednesday, but 25 years ago, or a little bit more, I got bunion surgery, and position point 5, press down, come out all the way, and come back in. I'm noticing on my left foot, my bunion is actually coming back. I'm getting more movement in that big toe. So I'm having to do a lot more work to get that foot to go back to a better shape. I can see how it's affected my hip and my knee, all kinds of different things. Or maybe it's my hip making my toe because of the nerve line go. But if nothing else, I'm going to really start working on getting that big toe to line back up again and getting the muscles to really condition in the bottom of that foot. Yes, 25 years ago, I had a surgery. Everything has been going well, but then I kind of noticed my left foot having a lot of more difficult things over the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. I know it sounds like, well, why didn't you fix it 5 or 6 years ago? It's not that I didn't. It's just I'm really now noticing it now, the change. Go ahead and pause. You're all the way in, you're all the way back out, and in about 50%, give it that tight shear. One nice thing about the shear here is your foot, the top of your foot is actually shearing too, as well as where the ball is. So, and then let's go to our rinse. Oops, nope. Let's go to our flexion of those toes. Pull those toes into fists, open those toes up, pull them into fists, open those toes up. One more time, pull and open. Good. And now let's give it that rinse. So my point on all of that is yes, we need to attend to the things we do. Things that can kind of go their own way over their period of time. And then we need to attend to them sometimes for different types of reasons. 2 more. Last one. Good. And then friction. Good. And then pause. Bring those feet together. Back to center, see how they feel. Bring the head up. Exhale. Now, I feel more, for me, I feel more kind of balanced. I still feel like my weight is on my right side a bit. That's okay, but I do feel like my body's trying to work back to center. I do feel more even and kind of relaxed, though, in my legs. Breath feels good. Let's see how it is with toes lifted. A little bit better, actually, acquiring balance. Not so much like, oh, where's my body in space? Take another deep breath and then drop all 10 toes. And that autopilot that really is, go ahead and open your eyes. That autopilot that really is the key to all of our balance felt like it went right back on. And remember, the autopilot is our reflexive balance. Where does your body want to go? How is your body supporting, stabilizing, protecting you when you're not paying attention to it? That's what you're looking for. You're looking for that recentering, rebalancing of your autopilot or your reflexive balance. All right, so let's come down to the ground. We'll start on the ground. Feet out in front, nice and tall. Good, hands to in front of your knees or underneath your knees, you choose. Think of the length of your spine, the crown of your head pulling up the tailbone. It's neither arched nor tucked. It's just essentially neutral. And we're going to spend about 5. We're going to do some conscious breathing here. So almost like square breathing. And then so we're going to inhale for the count of 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Take a deep breath in. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. Inhale for 4. Hold. Exhale for 8. Two more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Draw that chin to the sternum. Lift your chin up, lift your eyes. Raise the crown of the head, chin to the sternum. Lift the chin. Tuck the chin. Lift the chin. Tuck the chin. 2 more. Lift the chin up. Tuck the chin in. And again, lift the chin up. Tuck the chin. Good. Take your left hand to your right knee, right hand behind. Rotate. Exhale. A little deeper. Inhale, center. Right hand to your left knee. Rotate. Exhale. In and exhale. In and exhale. Watch that your knees aren't doing kind of their own thing. Stay tall. Come into the movement. Inhaling. Come center. Exhaling to the movement. Inhaling out. Exhaling in. One more time. Inhaling out and exhaling. Come in. Good. Inhale, center. Roll yourself back to your forearms. Keep your pelvis from arching or over tucking. Nice and tall. Bring your right knee and left knee up. Hold. So you're using that core. Breathe. Lower your right foot. Hold. So watch the pelvis didn't move. Bring your right knee back up. Lower your left foot. Hold. Just steadying your pelvis. Bring your left foot back up. Breathing. Lower your right foot and your left foot. Lift that chest. Let the head drop back. So this is a modified, what's called fish position in yoga. You can extend the legs almost all the way out. Just pull the heels towards the hamstrings if you want a little bit more, or you can keep the feet flat. Open that chest, so similar to chest opener with the box, except for no bolster underneath your back. And then let's draw the knee head toward the chest, and then let's lower ourselves back into the mat. So head back, shoulders open, palms up. And just begin to tuck and tilt your pelvis. So tuck your pelvis so your navel is towards the ground and your pelvis is towards your head. And then tilt the pelvis. Tuck and tilt. Just moving my hair. If you have a ponytail, you should probably move it out of the way so you're not laying on the ponytail. Tilt and then tuck and tilt and tuck. Good. That length, moving that spine, kind of opening up the positions of the back line of the body, stabilizing from the core, tuck and tilt. It's feel as you tilt. So as your tailbone goes down, I don't want you so much your rib cage come up. So leave your rib cage there. Pull your tailbone down. This is going to help engage these muscles up inside the belly. It's not terribly difficult or challenging, but you can kind of feel the movement of the spine back and forth. Now remember, everything is layered and has fascia in it. So when we hold like our rib cage down and the pelvis relatively level or belly level and let the tailbone move, we're contracting and moving fascia as well. So we're not just moving muscle back and forth, up and down, but we're moving the fascia as well. And so remember, fascia likes to move slow. Muscle will move a lot faster because fascia is about stabilizing. It can move fast, but it's going to grip. It's going to stabilize you hard so that you don't get out of position, because the fascia is designed for hydration, for stability, control, balance. Muscles are designed to go, create fluidity and change. 2 more. And last one. Good. Bring your feet wider. Now let's move the hips more side to side. So rolling those hips to the right and to the left. My feet are flat so I can get to kind of the corners of my ankles. And if you can see where my feet are, I'm actually trying to move my feet slightly. So as I go, I can get lower into my ankles. So I'm actually trying to get my ankles more towards the ground, then just drop my knees from side to side. And if if your legs are real close, it's a different kind of a movement, same idea. Or if your legs are really far, it can be a little bit of a different movement. So try to find that mid-range. Good. And then if you feel with your hands on your abdomen as you move, you should be able to feel the stretch, the pull of your body as your legs are going in opposition. So right here, my right rib cage towards my left hip, and my left rib cage here towards my right inner thigh. 2 more to each side. And last ones here and here. Good. Bring those knees back to center. Let's take the hands down by the side, chin towards the sternum, but without over correcting. You should have a nice open space at your neck. From here, we're going to lift the hips straight up, not tuck the tailbone, and then just hold. So I want to be able to feel my glutes contract without feeling a tuck or a tilt to my pelvis here. And then if I just let my weight sink back, I will contract my quadriceps a little bit more, but then I can also get more load up in my shoulders and then down into my arms. The arms are significant here, even though it doesn't seem like you're holding yourself up there. It seems like it's your glutes, but your arms actually add a layer of stability. From here, bring your left knee up and hold, kind of like we just did from the hip position. Breathing, hold, bring your shin in line with your knee. Push down into your hands, more right glute. And then lower that left foot. I'm going to drop all the way to the ground just to reset the position. Just in case your back was a little bit frustrated with that, or maybe you felt like you were sinking, you can always choose to put a block underneath you to make the floor higher so you don't feel like you have to come up as high or go down as low. Or it also gives you an indicator when you are dropping. So palms on the ground, lift those hips up, elongate the neck, and let's bring that right knee in line with the right hip. Push the ground down. Relax the face. And then lower down, lower that foot down. Good. Just pause for a second. Extend both knees out, but not fully. And I want you to think of pulling your heels towards your hamstrings. At the same time, you bring your fingertips to the ground. At the same time, you expand the chest. So press down, open up the heart, drop the tailbone, pull the heels in towards each other. Use that inner thigh more than the outer thigh. Exhale. And release. Take the right ankle over the left. Hook the right foot around the bottom of the left just to hold the leg in position. Right arm goes overhead. Create some expansion in the rib cage. And then take the left hand, hold the right wrist. You've created now kind of a banana shape or a half moon shape. Reach up and pull out and down with your legs. Half moon or banana shape. And if you want, look into your right arm. Big breath. Reach with that right leg. Pull down with your left foot against your right. Reach up with your arms. The usage of your diaphragm is so important for so many functions in the body. Inhale, look center. Look, relax your arm, right arm especially. Slide your right leg up. And then pause for a second as you recorrect your balance. Line yourself back up again so you're not kind of half out of position. Breathing. Extend your right leg all the way out, kind of to the far right corner of your mat, and layer your left foot over the top of that. See how my feet are kind of holding each other? From here, left arm comes up, and then reach up with your right arm. Breathing. Exhaling and create that long diagonal or half moon shape with the body. Look into the left arm, take a deep breath. Inhale, pull the left arm away from the left leg. Breathing. So our breathing is not only is it inhalation, exhalation, our breathing is metabolic. Our breathing is biomechanic, so it actually helps with the rest of the movement of the body. Your breathing is somatic. That actually helps with your mind. And your breathing is digestive, lymphatic, head up. Relax the arms, release the left leg, place the feet flat to the ground. So your breathing isn't just inhalation, exhalation. It really does manage so many other systems connected to your vestibular system for your balance and your writing. And it's just, think of how many things would go wrong. One big one, if your breath wasn't in the right spot. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Again, just gentle pressure, left hand on the inside of that left hip. Press away without tipping. Think of pushing up and away, not just away. You might even feel this into your oblique. Breathing. Bring your left knee in. Hug as close as you feel comfortable, still maintaining an oppositional press with your right hand into the inside of your right leg. Breathing, push as you press out. And then release your right arm. Take both legs over to your left. Breathing, bottom of your right foot as best you can is on the ground. Right shoulder down, feel that opposition from your hip. to your shoulder, then take your your left hand and place it on your right knee. Big breath, push away and pull up back. And you may feel this in your left side, all the way to your right. Now, it doesn't matter if my hands are not, but it does give me something to focus on when I touch my right shoulder. And then release the right knee. Just take your right leg and stack it on your left. You're in this kind of quasi-rolled position. And then just bring both knees in and then pause. And just rest there for a moment. And then cross the left ankle over the right. Now, if you have tenderness in the knees, especially on the outside, it's almost always coming from the upside. Obviously, unless you did something specific to your knee to twist it, that hip is going to pull or press or kind of complicate the knee structure because you've got a long muscle that attaches from the outside of the hip to the inside of the knee. And so inside the knee, the first thing to look at is up the chain or the gracilis, which is the inner thigh muscle. So watch the pelvis when you do this. Let the pelvis drop and see if that helps. And then again, you don't have to push your weight into there. You can allow the muscles to work, and that may take less pressure. Or you can add, again, up and away, not just away with the hand. And breathe. Put your fingers on any area of tension. Create that connection between your mind and your body. It's not a fake thing. It's not a placebo. I mean, it's something I talk about all day long about it, just because it feels different than you would think. And just because it's a good interaction doesn't mean your brain is faking it. It's not that way. You're believing what you're feeling. You're connecting and giving information. If you think negatively, you're going to end up with a negative experience. If you think more positively, you're going to end up creating a more positive connection to your body. And that's not fake. That's real. I think placebo has gotten a bad rap because of science studies, like scientific studies. Bring that right knee in, you're pressing out and away still. Like there's you do a scientific study and, one person, a control group gets this pill and with nothing in it, and then they end up with the same results or similar results as the person with the pill. Now, what ends up debunking the placebo effect is that it truly will go away very quickly and you can't replicate it. And then hold and roll to your right. A placebo effect, once you realize you can't replicate it again, but you felt good and you believed it and you felt good again. That's not placebo. That's true, actual feeling. And then becomes truth, not just feeling. Use your right hand, press out. Use your left hand, kind of remind your left shoulder to stay back. Breathing. Think of long breaths to open this diagonal, to open this outer hip open. Good. Just unlace your legs, place them right on top of each other, and then gently roll back to the middle. Reestablish balance in the legs. Good. Bring your right knee into your chest. Just hug that right knee in. Bring your left knee into your chest. Hug that left knee in. Breathing. Do the same thing again. Add your head as it's comfortable. Bring the chest up to your leg and lower back. Bring the left knee into your chest. Hug and bring your chest up to your leg. And this time hold and then just rock yourself up. Let's come into all fours. Legs are back. Knees are underneath your hips comfortably. And then lift the tailbone and then tuck the tailbone. So you're disassociating the upper back and the lower back. Just try to move your tailbone. You want, put your hand on your belly. Make sure you're not moving your abdomen. So pelvic stability is control for mobility. You need to have stability to have mobility. And you need to have control of your mobility to create better stability. And then begin to add the spine. Lift the tailbone, lift the chest, round the back, tuck the chin, breathing. And it's not just a bend and straighten. Lift the tailbone, tuck, roll to the head. Lift the tailbone, drop. Exhale, tuck the tailbone to the head. One more time. Lift the tailbone and sink back. Put some weight into those toes. Walk your hands back towards your knees. Lift your knees off the ground. Breathing. Head down, holding that tuck position. Lengthening. Lift the hips up. Head down, chin in. Get your weight back in those heels again. Walk your hands out, kind of like a short downward facing dog. As you can, lift up out of your heels. And then keep that back position. As you lower your heels down, walk your hands further out. Now I didn't shift my weight as much as just really trying to get some length out of the back of my arms. Again, lift your heels up and then sit back as you walk the hands a little bit further forward. Walk the hands now back underneath the shoulders, hands to your knees. And then pause in this half lift, just to get the body to acquire kind of upright better. And then shift to standing. Body's nice and tall, chest is lifted. Inhale, take those arms up overhead and palms down. Let's do 3 more. Inhale and up, exhale and through. Exhale. That first 4 breaths really feels like it's filled with the room with breath as well as my body. One more time. Circle up and overhead, reach. Circle around behind you and come into chair pose. Look at your feet, knees, hips. Make sure that your your knees are slightly behind your toes. Arms are high and extended. They don't have to be literally in line with your ears, just above your head. Breathing. Take your right hand behind your back. Get long. Keep that chest up. Look up towards your left hand. Feel this length in the shoulder. Inhale to stand. Exhale. Inhale. Right arm is up. And sit back into the chair pose again. Get long from your hips to your hands. Left hand behind your back. Reach with that right arm. Inhale to stand. Take that left arm up. Exhale and around. Good. Bring that right ankle or left over your knee and sit back. Finding your balance. Breathing. So balance is kind of connected into strength, stability. Inhale to stand and lower that left foot or right. And then again, lift that other leg, cross over. Breathing, sit back. You can see where your stability in your hip or your knee or all of the above are. Breathing. Slow. In and up and standing. Take your arms up and overhead. Reach, exhale, and through. Step to the top of your mat. Take those arms up and overhead and dive forward. Hands to the ground. Inhale, left leg steps back to lunge. Get long through the crown of the head. Lift the hips up. Drop the left heel down. Line the heels up. Front heel, right heel lined up with back heel to arch. Right hand on the knee. And then let's come into warrior 2. Balance out the position. Open up that back shoulder, back arm. Let's go reverse warrior, reach up. And then side angle stretch. Open the chest first, hold the right hip open, left arm comes out of your left foot. Breathing, open that chest. Let the spine rotate slightly. Inhale, left arm up, straighten up your right leg, standing triangle, bend your right knee, and step forward, arms up. Exhale, circle around, palms together. Inhale, circle up, reach, hinge, dive forward, hands to the ground, right leg steps back, lengthened. Get long from the crown of the head through the heel. Now the heel doesn't press, there should be no work in the calf really. Breathing, anchor that right heel, look at it. Line up the left heel between the heel and the arch of the back foot. Left hand to the knee. Big circle around. Left hand forward. Balance the weight. And then reverse warrior. Make sure that back foot isn't rolling into the arch. Reach forward, left hand. Open that left leg, side angle stretch. Breathing as if the right arm is coming out of the right foot. Open, almost spiraling up. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Triangle, standing, breathing. Bend the back knee, and then let's come forward upright. And then hands back through your center. Circle those arms up. Bend the knees, dive. Inhale, step back to plank. And lower. Let's come into child's pose. And then let's come into the ground. Make a pillow out of both of your hands. And then come into that pillow. Elongate the neck so it's not about the chin close. Exhale. Widen those legs out, soften. Draw the tailbone towards the heels. Exhale. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders, roll the shoulders back, press back to the heels. Big deep breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, shift forward. Let's come to an upright seated position. Arms are out in front, body's nice and tall. Rise to the crown of the head. Allow your chin to come to your sternum. Bring your palms to your center. Lift your head, lift your chest, reach up. Lower your arms wide into the ground. Each movement, inhale, nice and easy. And exhale through. and be well.